Hello everyone. We're going to talk about the risk-based authentication or adaptive authentication. So, what is risk-based authentication?
It is a type of algorithm that uses machine learning to modify the authentication based on the security risks of the user. This is done by applying risk profiles based on the user's activity.
Okay, but can you explain more about risk profiles and how it affects the type of authentication?
Sure, in this algorithm, it will collect the user's data such as where they are logging in from, or which devices that are being used, and many more depending on how secure they want their system to be. From this information, it will generate a profile score based on the data acquired. The profile scores are then divided into 3 different levels, which is a low risk, medium risk and high risk. Once they have acquired a risk profile, the system will then assign the type of authentication that needs to be used in order to log into the system. The type of authentication needed is based on the user's risk profile, where the higher the risk profile, the higher the complexity of the authentication. To help you understand, here is an example on how it is being used in the real world. This is Michael. He is currently living in the central of Kuala Lumpur. There's a supermarket and a few ATMs near his house. And he withdraws cash from those ATMs when he visits them. Banking systems are equipped with the adaptive authentication, so whenever he makes a transaction, the banks will collect the relevant data into the banking systems. So, what kind of data is collected? Some of the data include the geolocation of the user, the device integrity, and finally the duration and time of the transaction. This algorithm also collects the data on Michael's behavior across digital channels. This is to build an accurate model of the user and get better understanding of users' habits and behaviors. This is done so that the system is capable of detecting transactions deviating from these known patterns. Once the bank system has collected all of the relevant data from Michael, the bank will then use the algorithm to determine if there is any suspicious activities by him to determine his risk profile score. This process is done every time he makes a new transaction, which means that his risk profile score will be constantly updated by the banking system. One day, when he tried to make a transaction, he noticed that the bank is asking for a more complicated authentication method. After contacting the bank, he found out that someone is trying to log into his account from another location. Because of that, the bank views it as a suspicious activity and thus increases his risk profile score, to protect his account from unwanted users. Because the bank system has increased the risk level of Michael's account, the authentication method is also changed to a more secure method. Because of this, the unauthorized user is now unable to gain access to Michael's account. Thanks to the algorithm, Michael's account is now safe and protected from threats and attacks from other users and can continue using his bank account without worry because his account is protected with the adaptive authentication algorithm. As you can see in the example, this algorithm is very helpful in securing any type of information from possible threats and attacks by malicious users. This is because this system not only prevents threats when it is actually happening, it also anticipates threats and create countermeasures ready before they even try to log into the system. That is all for our presentation. I hope it answers all of your questions regarding the algorithm. Thank you for watching.